Hi everybody, thank you for joining me here at Friendship Shaving for my shave today. I messed up the video yesterday, so I'm here again with barely a day's worth of growth, and you know I don't have heavy growth. I'm normally a 2-day shaver, but I wanted to come and make a little video, so I'm going to shave today with my straight razor. I'm going to be using my Wade and Butcher today, and the soap I'm going to be using is a Haslinger Selbei, and there is the label, and it says for sensible skin in German. That amuses me. It is obviously sensitive skin, but the word is sensible on here. That just tickled me, so I thought I'd show it to you. So Selbei is sage, a Haslinger sage soap, and it is a lovely soap. I've not used it before. It's this lovely blue colour. I'm not really picking up anything off this scent-wise. There is something very, very lightly there, but I can't really distinguish it, but it just smells nice and clean. It is entirely a plant-based soap, and the sage apparently stimulates blood flow and has wound healing properties. I would say that it is a soap that lathers up incredibly easily. As you saw, I've got the soap just in this little container just so I could load my brush, and then I took that to my bowl to create a lather. And what I've got is a really nice creamy thick lather. Now we'll see if I need to add a drop more water as we get into the shave. I should say I'm using my above the tie brush today with a synthetic Timberwolf, and there's a money off coupon for above the tie in the description to this video. So here we go with my Wade and Butcher. I haven't named this before, but the thing with naming a razor is that sometimes I forget what I've called it. So I've got a new name for my Wade and Butcher. But here it is. It says, see if I can catch the light, Wade and Butcher, Sheffield, and then their trademark. You can see it's got quite a point at the front. And I took this to my stones yesterday evening. I wasn't quite happy with it. So this is a test really to see how I have done. And the answer to that is that it is not as smooth as I would like. Let me take my glasses off just to do this side. Oh, it's a bit better at that angle. Yeah, it is better at that angle, but it is still not as smooth as I like. So I think, despite my best efforts, this will need to go off to be honed by somebody who knows what they are doing more than I do. It's certainly sharp, but it feels a little bit rough on this first pass. It's not awful, but it's not brilliant either. Now, I started honing this on a stone that I've not used before. It was given to me a long time ago. Actually, I've got two stones that were given to me by my friend Dean a long time ago now. And I've just never been I've never felt I needed to use them because they are quite a low grit stone, if you like. They are natural stones. And I didn't know what they were. So I bought a little while back a Belgian blue whetstone combined with a cuticule or cuticule, whichever way you like to say it. And the stone that I got, I think, because it is exactly the same colour and texture as the Belgian blue water stone that is the other side of my slurry stone. So I think I've got a Belgian blue water stone. It cuts very quickly. I put some permanent marker along the bevel that you can see in the light there. And when I took it to the stone, I just wanted to see that it took that off cleanly, and it did. And I think a Belgian blue whetstone is about, it's a natural stone, so it doesn't have a grit rating, but about a 4,000 to 6,000 grit. I then went to my little cuticule. One day I'll have to decide which way I'm going to say that. Oops. It's a very small stone, a very small combination stone, very narrow. I found it quite difficult to hone such a big razor on a small stone. So I think I'll have to get a bigger one of those at some point. But I think the cuticule is a 6,000 to 8,000. Then I have another stone that is about a 10. And then I took it to my Vermeo, which they say is a 12 to 15. So I seem to have gone through quite a good range. I'm just going to put a drop of water into this. And as I say, my blade is sharp, but it's just not smooth. And it seems to be, on that first pass, interestingly enough, it seems to be sharper at the tip end, or smoother at the tip end, perhaps is the phrase I want. You can see right where the hair is stuck there. So my lather was a little bit thick. It's very nice, this Haslinger. Very creamy soap, good for the skin. My skin always feels really nice when I shave with this. And it comes in a little 60-gram puck. But as I say, there's no real scent to this one. I nearly caught myself just there. Now on the second pass it feels immaculate. Of course, I've taken most of the hair off. Oh, that's better. I wonder if I had the spine of the razor too far away from my skin. At too much of an angle, in other words. It just was like that with it, very close to the skin. That was much better. Perhaps I'm exaggerating it, but a bit like that before. So I'll have to have another shave with this just to see. I must admit, I find honing quite difficult. Knowing how many passes to do on each stone. And knowing which stones to use when. Because mostly I get the razor from my friend Dean. They're already sharp and I just want to boost them up a little bit as they start to dip in performance. I'm always careful with this one because of that toe there. It really does stick out a little bit and it is lethal sharp on the end of there. So I have renamed my Wade and Butcher razor. I've called it Dewhurst the Butcher. And it's a bit of a British joke. Dewhurst the Butcher was a chain of butchers that was on the high street for many, many years, decades in fact. We don't see them anymore. I think the supermarket has taken the place of the traditional butcher. But yeah, in a moment of genius or madness, I have renamed my razor Dewhurst. And I was having a little look like the night before last, seeing if I could date my razor a little bit more accurately. I should write some of this down really, and then I wouldn't have to keep looking it up, but it keeps me interested that way, and you never know, somebody might have discovered something new. So I know this razor because it says Wade and Butcher Sheffield rather than Wade and Butcher Sheffield, England, is dated before October the 1st, 1890. And that was when President McKinley in the USA brought in tariffs to promote American industry and limit the amount of English or British products that were on the American market. Now I've read that Robert Wade apparently was the New York importer of Wade and Butcher. And apparently they started trading under that name about the middle of the 19th century, so 1850 or thereabouts. So we can say between 1850 and 1890. So it's well over 100 years old. You know, it's at least 130 years old, and I think that's quite incredible, really. It would be very nice to know when their trademark was introduced. This one has the small B in a circle with the Maltese cross at the other end, and the arrow between the two is fletched with 5 feathers. Now I know there is one that is fletched with 6 feathers. So it'd be really nice to find out when that trademark was bought in. That might give a clue to the date. Well, there we are. That was my Wade and Butcher, honed by me, partially successfully. I wouldn't say it was a complete success. It was certainly okay on the second and third pass. I can feel that it is absolutely sharp. It's just not quite so smooth. So I don't know why that is. I don't know what I've done. It could be just the combination of stones that I've got. Perhaps they don't sit well with each other. Who knows? Now I am going to use a little bit of alum today. Oh, there we go. That was pretty good, actually. Not bad at all. A little tingling round here, but on the whole, okay. So, while I'm just letting that sit for a moment, let me tell you what I've got on the next shave. I said that I would compare the Zoria razor with the outlaw, and I'm going to be doing that on the next shave. So two very effective razors. When I used the Zoria razor, I said it reminded me of the outlaw, so I'll put the two together and we'll have a face-off shave just out of interest to see which one is more effective, which one is more aggressive in feeling than the other, that sort of thing. Now today I'm going to use my bergamot neroli from Chung Fung Sing. Oh, beautiful. Now I've got an unboxing for the Monday video. A gifts of friendship, sorry, not an unboxing, a gifts of friendship. Got a little box kindly sent to me by Steve, and we'll look forward to opening that on video over the weekend, ready for the Monday. Until I see you again, take care of yourselves. Thank you for being part of this show today. Be well. Bye-bye.